Benefits of collaborating in fashion. This will be more of bulletin points. I want to show you some examples. I really, again, to reiterate, want to help those of you that are thinking about working with other companies and collaborating something special. Goals of the fashion industry. These are the honest goals of wanting to go into the fashion industry. First, you feel as though something is lacking. That's where the creativity comes from. You see the market, you see the products, you either say to yourself, I can do a better job, or wouldn't it be nice if something which is slightly different? Two, to make money. No one goes into fashion not wanting to make money. If you do, let's be honest, you're definitely wasting your time. It's a very rich industry, and you want to benefit from working so hard. It's a lot of hard work. Collaborating. Me, you, us. The act of working with a group or another person in order to create or achieve something. In fashion, this is becoming a very big trend, but it's something that is needed because it creates excitement in the industry. Okay? Marketing. Action or occupation of promoting, selling products or services. As you see, it includes market research and advertising. Going back to the importance of researching, knowing your market, knowing who you wish to communicate with. With that being said, your target market. It is something that truly amazes me. How many companies develop a new product, want to enter the market for fashion, design, and they don't research their target market. Who is it that you wish to talk to? Who is it that you see purchasing, the end user of your product? Okay, my fashion designers, what are some of the things you're designing? Women's wear, men's wear? Where are you? Yes, I like that. First, raise your hand. Ah, okay. What kind? Give me an example, please, of your accessories. Digital prints. Lovely. What is your target market? You have to have a direct group of people that you foresee buying your product. If you do not do your research, you're just communicating, you're throwing out money, hoping that someone will give you some of it back. That's not going to happen. You have to understand who it is that you would like to see purchasing your product. Reasons to collaborate. We could be here for the entire day, but I wanted to pinpoint the best ones. Introduces new market segments, strengthens brand awareness, gives a financial boost. Going back to, you get into the industry in order to make money, to make profits. Assists companies to stay relevant. Relevant, modern, contemporary. Your target market. Now, once you decide to collaborate with, be it another brand, a designer, you've opened up your target market. Now you have options of reaching smaller segments, maybe a niche market. This is a reason in order to collaborate. You want to open up your target market. Entering new markets. Introduces your brand's product to another market that will broaden your brand awareness. Do you see the momentum, the rhythm? You're trying to communicate with more people, but you have to start with your research because everyone isn't going to necessarily want your products. You have to know where to look for the people that could be possibly interested in your products in order to collaborate. Levi's. I'm sure some of you have on. What can you tell me about Levi's? What do you know about the denim company? They sell denim. They sell jeans. Absolutely. What else? Exactly. Rivets, and also their trademark logo hang tag. The little red tag on the back of the pocket. You see that? Immediately you can identify the product as being Levi's. Now, what Levi's has done is they have developed a new line, the commuter jean. How many bike riders do I have? Fixie bikes. Levi decided they wanted to attempt to reach a new market. Okay? Bike riding, especially in Milan, New York for sure, is something that's becoming very, very popular. There's a term, the fixie bikes. You have people riding their bikes, and they all have a similar style, aesthetic. Levi's said to themselves, well, of course, more than likely, someone's going to wear their jeans while riding a bike. Let's make a jean that's specialized for bike riding. What do I mean by specialized? They decided to collaborate. Now, this is a great example because Levi's they are the best at what they do. They make denim jeans. There's no reason for them to decide to start working with a different fabric because this is what their heritage is all about. From the beginning, denim, Levi's. They contacted 3 different companies that specialize in what they do best. Nanosphere technology. This is to help coat the denim so that you can ride in the rain, you can ride in the snow. It protects the denim from getting dirty, and it also allows it to be more durable. Denim. We all have our favorite jeans. You wear through them, let's say, in a few years' time. Now, with this special treatment, you're doubling the lifespan of the denim, okay? 3M technology, reflectivity. You're riding a bike. You're riding a bike at night. You want to be seen. That's a very good thing. Levi's went to 3M. 3M specializes in reflective stripping. How do we incorporate this into the denim so that aesthetically it looks nice, but you also can be seen while riding your bike at nighttime? Sanitized brand technology. You're riding your bike. You already have the coating for the rain to help it be more durable. Now you're using technology to prevent odors. Pretty interesting. Levi's, they were very intelligent. We want to create a new product for a niche market. Everyone is not going to be interested in buying the 511 commuter jeans. Maybe you don't ride a bike. If you don't ride a bike, there's really no reason for you to have reflective denim that, you know, also keeps you from getting dirty. You can ride in the rain. They knew exactly what they were looking for because the market was already there. Again, it's a very specialized market. People like to ride bikes. This has become a very popular product for Levi's. So popular that now they're going to develop a complete line. You're going to have jackets. Eventually, you'll even have shoes to go with it. All from one pair of jeans. Innovation, translating an idea or invention into a good or service that contains value, creates value for the product and the company. The Levi example could also be for innovation. You're using new technology, but let's take a look at something even more up to date. DVF, Diane von Furstenberg. Familiar with her? Hope so. No, so it's okay if you're not. Fashion designer who's been around for, I don't want to date myself, let's say in the industry for 40 years, give or take. She's very popular because she created a certain style dress, the wrap dress. Some of you ladies have on something similar of a design done by DVF. Well, what happens at fashion shows? People walk down the runway, talking about accessories, often sunglasses. Diane said, I need to have sunglasses sometimes for aesthetics, for the fashion show, or just for daily, and I want to incorporate new technology. She was very intelligent in saying, I don't need to invest a lot of money in a different sector that I don't specialize in. Collaborate. You've all heard of Google Glass. Now you have a designer version of Google Glass. When Google Glass first came out, everyone talked about, yes, the technology is great, the benefits of having all of the information right in front of your eyes, but aesthetically speaking, not so pleasing. So this designer said, I can do a better job. Let me do what I love to do, design. I'll incorporate, collaborate with Google to design different style sunglasses and visual glasses, optical glasses. This will be out very soon. There are a few pair on the market right now, but I believe for the next season, you'll start to see these everywhere in retail shops. Very good example of why you would like to collaborate with a brand or a company or industry. This, a designer utilizing modern technology, win-win situation. Helps to create collector's edition. Think about that. You're collaborating. Collaborating to create something special, something new. More than likely, it will become a collector's edition because you're only going to do a limited series of the collaboration. Please remember that. Limited series of the collaboration, because at the very end, you're going to see the benefits of that. Okay? Louis Vuitton, Murakami. You have a cult Japanese designer, artist, who was popular, but then he was tapped by Louis Vuitton to create a collaboration that made him popular on an international scale. Overnight, people were familiar with the designer. Whereas beforehand, he was popular in Japan and in Asia, but not so much around the world. How many of you have seen these? No? Yeah, of course. I'm like, I hope so. Very different, yet something that still could relate to the core customer of Louis Vuitton. It wasn't anything that was so extravagant that they said, this isn't for me. So you have two target markets, your brand loyal customers, and then your new customers that are more interested in the artwork, but it ties back to the brand itself. Margiela and Converse. The Stan Smith model of Adidas is the most popular shoe on the market right now for the simple fact that they've collaborated with almost everyone under the sun. Okay? At your own time, research it. Trust me on this. Converse and Margiela. This is a very nice collaboration. You have the classic Converse style shoe, Chuck All-Stars, and a very, very popular fashion designer that also has a cult following. Okay? What do I mean by cult following? You've heard of the name, you've seen the designs, but how often do you actually see people wearing this brand? Not that often, but we all know the brand. And the people who buy it have like this little group. They identify each other. Ah, you're wearing Margiela. You're wearing this brand. So Margiela and Converse, Margiela is known for his white look. Clothing, the store, the white minimalist approach. You see that the paint has crackles. What the collaboration has brought is a hand-painted all-star. So, ooh, it's nice. This is very nice. Limited edition, so it becomes a collector's edition. Also, on top of that, each pair of shoes are hand painted. What does that mean? Don't shake your head. No, you understand what it. Hand painted. I'm sorry. Very unique. That means that no two shoes are the same. Interesting. Interesting. How much are Chucks All Stars? Average 70 euros, $70. You buy something for $70. If you decide to wear them, you can wear them. You have collector's edition on your feet. They're yours. They're your signature style because the paint is going to rub off only in a certain style. If you decide not to wear them, you keep them in a box. 10, 15 years, you sell them and you buy a house down the street in Dubai. No, but you understand what I mean. It's nice to have the option. This is one of the models. They've worked on 3 different styles. The All-Stars, Jack Purcell, and then there's another model as well. Would you be interested in mine? Honestly, I appreciate it. Don't worry, I didn't design it. Staying contemporary, staying modern, up to date. It's important for you as a brand to continue to try to offer new products to the market. At the same time, holding on to your classic products, because that's why you have brand loyal customers. They're always looking for that classic. They know that they can depend on your brand to offer the same product year in, year out. But it's nice to have a little fun in there every once in a while. When was the last time you actually stepped foot in the Gap? We all know about the brand. We know about the stores. The Gap, they do what they do best. They offer classics. They've collaborated with GQ magazine. Now, what did the collaboration bring? I believe that this is the 4th year that GQ picks several popular designers. And they tap them and they say, okay, we need you to create a capsule collection for the Gap. What does that do for the Gap? It brings people back to the Gap. As simple as that. It brings people back to the Gap. We often think about the Gap. We go there for workout clothes. We go there for denim. Now you have the option of buying a mid-tier designer's work at a low-tier price. Mid-tier to low-tier. Designers that you might have heard of, but the price point may be slightly out of your reach for whatever reason. Now they've designed a capsule collection. So you're intrigued. It's an opportunity for you to have something that was designed by this particular designer at the price point that is normal for the Gap. As I mentioned, this has been going on for 4 years now. Very, very successful. Very successful. The Gap makes a lot of revenue from this collaboration. And it's also really good for GQ as well, because we all know that print magazines are having a difficult time because everyone's trying to consider, do we go online or do we continue to print magazines? So GQ stays contemporary, relevant, and the Gap, more importantly, stays modern. They bring in new designers, have a collection, collector's edition, limited edition, and you keep the Gap in mind. H&M. You cannot deny what they've done with collaborations. They are the king of collaborations with fashion designers. This is tricky, okay? Because everyone has an opinion on if this has been successful or not. And at the end, I'll tell you why, no matter what, it's been very successful. So, how many designers has H&M collaborated with? Who said 8? Like you work for H&M? No, okay, all right. No, that's nice. Yes, more or less, yes. What do you think of the collaborations? We have a mic.
It's nice. It's actually nice because we're getting some limited edition, especially that we're going to have another designer, Alexander Wang. So.
Oh, you're serious? You really do work?
I'm sorry, but it's really limited edition, only designed for H&M, and it is branded.
Okay, all right, excellent. Thank you. I agree with you. I agree with you. This has been extremely successful. Fast fashion is something that, depending on how you think of the industry, some people frown upon it, some people appreciate it. I think there's something for everyone. But what H&M has been able to do successfully is work with big designers, offering their designs at a lower price point. This gets customers in the doors. It creates a buzz, excitement. People want to be a part of this. Let's think of it as a party, because it really is like a party. Karl Lagerfeld, Versace, Margiela, Marni, Alexander Wang. How many of you have ever heard of Marni? Okay, of course. How many of you purchased any of the collaborations from H&M? And don't, yeah, you might want to say yes since someone is. No, I too. This is a great trend for the industry. As I mentioned, it creates excitement. People want to be a part of whatever is exciting, whatever is new. So Versace, Karl Lagerfeld, no matter what other collaborations they do, when someone is associated with H&M, immediately it becomes a buzz. Alexander Wang is the newest one. Isabelle Marant was very successful. Yes, was the last one. And if I'm not mistaken, in the reports I read, that was like one of the most popular collaborations. Yeah, I did my homework as well. All right. Barber and Land Rover. Range Rover, Dubai. Plenty of Range Rovers. This is a very, very excellent example of collaborating. This one I would almost title a no-brainer. Okay? Sorry, I thought you had it right. Barber and Land Rover. What do you know about Barber? No? Nothing? You really don't have the weather for it, so I can't fault you for that. Barber, traditional British company. To be honest with you, in the UK, if you have a Range Rover, more than likely you're wearing a Barber. And vice versa. If you are wearing a Barber, more than likely you have a Range Rover. So much so that there's a strong synergy between Barber and Land Rover. We're both established British brands with years of heritage, renowned for our understated style, synonymous with the British countryside. A no-brainer. almost to the point where you say, what took so long? But this is a great collaboration. It makes sense. Two brands that basically stand for the same thing, working together finally to create a new line for Barber and Range Rover, Land Rover. The payoff. You've done a lot of work. You've researched. You've tested the market. Now it's time to see if all of your hard work has been successful or not. The next example I'm going to show you is of another fast fashion company and the collaboration with a minimalist German designer. I see a lot of smiles. I see a lot of head nods. Okay. How many of you are familiar with Uniqlo? Okay. This is a company that you should get to know. All right. H&M and Zara are the leaders of fast fashion. Uniqlo is a close third, Japanese company. The name actually means no brand. So you won't see any labels on the clothing, but you can identify the clothing. Working alongside, collaborating with a minimalist German designer, Jil Sander. Further, Jill. Collection, collaboration only lasted 2 years. That's it, 2 years. They will reissue the best-selling products from the collaboration. Do you understand what this does for both brands and the power of the consumer? The consumer said, we love that collaboration so much. To be honest with you, I have some pieces, and I thought it lasted longer than 2 seasons, 2 years. It only lasted for 2 years. Already, there's such a demand that Uniqlo, without Jill, the collaboration ended, the companies walked away. Without Jill, they will reissue the best-selling products from that collaboration. This is in all of the papers, all of the magazines right now. You'll probably see it in the store. If not within the next month, you'll definitely see it come early next year. What does this do for the collaboration, for the trend of collaborating? It makes companies and artists, designers, want to work extremely hard to bring the best work that they can to the collaboration. As I mentioned, she's no longer collaborating with the company, but her work will keep going. And to be honest with you, more than likely, it's something that will have Uniqlo offer her position to come back. You've done such a good job. The consumers really appreciate the style, what you made to offer. Now let's work on something new. Let's make it better, a better collection. Yes?
I can see the benefit of collaborating between high-end brand and lower-end brand when it comes to the lower-end brand perspective.
Okay.
They get this association with the high-end product or a brand. And, people tend to trust them more since they are collaborating with that big name.
Okay.
But what is the advantage of that collaboration for the high end? Wouldn't it, raise questions why they would, involve themselves in a high,
Very good question.
End,
very good question.
Right.
I was expecting it to come a little later, but okay. No, very good question. To be honest with you, it's still beneficial for the high end. As I mentioned before, when you have your different tiers, okay, your low, your mid, your high. The high tier, they still need excitement. They need to, and I really don't like to use this as an example, but it's fitting for right now. They're looking for a younger audience, okay, a younger target market. What happens when you develop a younger target market? You give them more time to stay brand loyal. You catch them at an earlier age. They learn to appreciate the product. They learn to appreciate the brand, and then they grow with you. So you're gaining a new market. Okay, so absolutely. That's the only reason why a high-end would work with a mid or low tier company to get that new target market. Okay, my pleasure. Thank you. As I was just saying, pretty much, collaborating always brings a reward to your brand loyal customers. It's refreshing. It's important that you continue to communicate with those people that have helped your brand to grow. So by collaborating, you're rewarding them. But at the same time, and this is very important, you're giving an opportunity for potential customers to receive that same reward. And that's the best way to think about it. You're rewarding the consumer. You're giving them something that might not necessarily be a product that your brand wants to carry all the time, but you understand that it might be trending, it's buzzworthy. For whatever reason, it's new and exciting. And this is what the consumers want. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thanks. I would like to open up the floor for more questions about collaborating.
How do you think Jil Sander benefits from this? Like, is it in the contract that they would still pay her royalty?
Jill is no longer part of her own company. Okay, she no longer works for her namesake. It's owned by. It was owned by Prada, if I'm not mistaken. Now it's owned by Diesel, I think. Okay. What happens after the collaboration? The company still benefits, be it contractual or for the simple fact of creating a buzz. Now we're talking about the designer. You say, it's been a while since I've gone to the store. As long as there's an interaction, as long as the name is being mentioned, you're benefiting. Yes, the company is benefiting, or they would not have okayed the reissue with Uniqlo.
So far, all the examples you showed us, they're all, in one regards, related to fashion designers branding with someone else, be it a low-tier retailer or another brand altogether. Okay. But I'm a jewelry designer, and I'm starting out right now. I do accessories. I do one-of-a-kind pieces.
How do you collaborate in jewelry design? Tell me, what style do you specialize in? Are you the cutter of the jewels? Are you the person who, like, what's your specialty?
I am a designer maker, and they're mostly conceptual jewelry pieces. Okay. Or really quick fashion accessory pieces, like things that I just find interesting for that second, for that moment. Absolutely. And I make that one piece, and I'm done with that idea for that time. Okay.
So first thing that comes to my mind, I am hired by you now to help market your fashion. I would suggest that you start looking for a fashion designer, okay? So that when this designer has their runway show or they're doing editorials, they can incorporate your designs, wear your accessories, and tie it in together. More than likely, fashion is going to have a better opportunity of being photographed than accessories. Yeah. So you work together in a collaboration. Or if you deal in a specific style of materials and you want to open up to a slightly different market, maybe you could do something with technology. Mm-hmm. because that's becoming very popular right now, or a different style of natural stones. Finding whatever it is that you don't specialize in, do the research to find someone who specializes in that, and then see if there's a possibility for you to collaborate. Because now, instead of just one market, you have several markets that you can tap into. Okay? And I'll put my email back up. Feel free to email me.
I was trying to copy it.
No, I'll put it back up. I promise. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
One more thing. If I find that fashion designer or company and so forth, then how do you approach them? What's the best possible way of approaching someone? Because I think that's something we all get very nervous about doing.
Okay. You can't be nervous about this. Guys, you are your designers. If you wanted to stay in a closet and just sketch all day, that's fine. But you want to make money. You have to get out there. You have to put yourself out. You have to network. What can you do? Go to markets. Go to special events. This would have been a great opportunity, fashion forward, for you to have your accessories and pass out some examples, maybe photographs, or wear it, because it's important for people to touch things. We need to see it. We need to touch. So the next event, have some of your products, show it. It is? Okay, so when I'm finished, you have to take me by the hand and we see it, okay? But it's important. This is what you have to do. Network. Introduce yourself to people and let them know this is what you do. You're proud of your work. Show it off. And people pick up on that. Someone will say, you know what? I'm a fashion designer and I was looking for an accessory designer. Can we talk? Can we have a coffee? Okay? My pleasure. Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
What collaborations you would say no for?
No. There's too many to let's know. Good question.
The reason for saying
no, there is. You're right. I don't like to see super trendy products. I mean, like right now, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. And for brands to say, yes, we have to have it, take your time, research. What would I say no to? I would say no to certain food collaborations, fashion and food. The Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, that worked. But at the end of the day, your brand image is the most important thing. Okay?
Last question.
I just wanted to know if you could talk about some collaborations that didn't work, because I know that the Target collaboration with Liberty, it really annoyed me. And I don't know if it's successful or not, but
okay.
I find myself on the West Coast trying to explain to people who Liberty were.
Yes.
And it was all in the bargain basement bucket. Nobody wanted anything to do with Liberty.
Right.
I don't know if it's successful in other places, but just some collaborations.
No, some collaborations that didn't work. You know, again, these are good questions. I'm an optimistic person. So even if it doesn't work, I'm still looking for the way to spin it. What didn't work? All of the Target, I'll be honest with you, all of the Target collaborations, they worked, but they didn't work. What do I mean by that? They got people in the door. That worked. It didn't make a lot of money. It didn't help those designers that collaborated with them. It didn't help to raise them or to give them more brand awareness. It was something that had good intentions, but it just did not. And to be honest with you, H&M, I have to be honest, the Margiela H&M it didn't do as well as a lot of people were expecting it to do, especially in Milan. I know for a fact because I did a lot of research in Italy, and I was truly surprised to see so much product left over after the initial sales run. I was disappointed by it because, to be honest with you, some of the pieces were really, really phenomenal. And it was a true representation of what the brand Margiela offers, but it just didn't work for H&M. Then again, you might see it later on eBay for triple the price. So yeah, then it's a benefit for them. Okay. I know I was told that was the last question. I have to, okay, sorry. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much for your time, your attention. I really appreciate it.